thank you for being here for the first film companion, Adda. You guys watching need to know that it's taken me a month to get these people into the room. But the vibe
only because of Navdeep and Sriram.
That's right, not because
Varun, they're like,
Too starry, man.
yeah, very God. We
So
keep
much
like changing
ego.
our dates to just get these guys to come here.
Because we actually do some work.
So look, the vibe I'm aiming for is exactly this, that we just bumped into each other on the street and now we're sitting here having coffee. Actually water in mugs, pretending to have coffee and talking movies. First of all, congratulations to you two. I enjoyed that movie so much. And Badlapur is the second highest opening of the year.
Wow.
It is, yeah, it is.
How amazing is that? Are you guys walking like a little, with a little bounce in your step?
Not at all actually, because I think I remember it's so weird, like 2 days before the movie released and all, I was like fully like box office is going to happen and this and all that stuff because of the other films and what happens at home. But I remember Sriram coming to me and telling me that, hey Varun, don't worry about the money, I'm happy with your performance and let Dinu worry about all this. And Dinu was just sitting like that feeling like very lonely that he's put the whole thing on Dinu. But I mean I just felt and then my co-actor Nawaz also told me the same thing कि पैसा वैसा तो चलता है हम लोग ने सिनेमा किया है यार.
Yeah, but after a point, what can directors and actors do anyways, right? You've done it, and after that, you can't like be like, अभी 3 लाख और कमाने के लिए मुझे वो कर लेना चाहिए था. You can't really.
No, you can't. But I mean, because of the previous films I've done and because of like going and dancing and I've done Ji Karda, I made Nawaz dance also to promote this film.
He's done some magic.
I've done really
thing. I mean, he's
crazy
like,
weird stuff.
During promotions, not in the song.
No. In promotions and all. So in my heart I was like dude, I've really gone all out for this movie and all and tried to make people feel the passion and stuff like that, which we all do, I guess.
But I think that's very important. Like you are a commercial actor, you're doing a film which is considered like sort of offbeat, not really mainstream. So I think one must use your chachura bazi, like we would use to promote films like this, because ultimately like it'd be nice if more people are watching this and if actors can do that.
Yeah.
Then I think it's
I saw something that she did lately which caught my eye was you did the hitting scene with the selfie stick.
Yeah.
You did that. So I think I think even with promotions as actors we need to get more creative and do something new, because promotions have become quite boring nowadays.
But are you two breathing a little easier, because if a film like Badlapur gets an audience like this, then you know that there is an audience for grimmer, tougher stories.
Absolutely. I was very, very happy when I heard that.
She saw it yesterday.
And I saw it in the theatre. So I didn't tell you, I was talking to him about it, but I saw it in the theatre, so I saw the reaction like there, instant, people.
How they
not like I didn't go for a filmy screening. So that was very reassuring, and it's coming very close.
Right,
so,
and it sort of paves the way for you, and so it's great to see movies.
The good thing what is happening with these movies, people are like not saying, oh I want to watch this star, or I want to watch this person. They're like, I want to watch this movie, which is I think which is not been happening lately, and I think that is what the films need to be given importance. The films need to be bigger than the actors, the directors, the producers, everyone. Right? I think what went right with Badlapur was in the marketing was that we did commercialize the product more than the film more than
spoken like a true mainstream star.
We did commercialize the film more than what it was to kind of make it appeal to a larger.
No, and I think that's really important, to get the audience in, because a lot of people, once they get in, they like that, but just to get them in is the trick. Yeah.
So how do you guys do it then?
First, these films need to be marketed. They have a film needs to be marketed.
Not the way not like a template.
Exactly.
There people have to get very creative with such films. That's where like you need good marketing teams to come up with like some different kind of plans. Otherwise, we follow a set template, and I've done that with so many of my films. You do the same thing.
What do you usually do when
you go to these
malls
shows, mall visits, and also we had to consciously.
Do you dance?
No, I did it first few times. I was finding it damn strange, and then I was like, ask my question, but why am I dancing in these places, in these malls and all that? Like, did I see you dance? When I was growing up, did I think that malls mein nachungi ek din?
He's done that. I went with him to.
You danced for Badlapur?
Yeah. I
full nachaniya. I'll show you a video later after this.
He's going all over, and I went once just to see the thing, and Nawaz and Yami told me just come along just to see what happens. My whole thing was great. He's dancing. They'll come and see Badlapur. If they like the movie,
how do you sell Badlapur by dancing?
Because it's a different type of dance.
Like is that? What is this?
Aggressive dance. Yeah, it's aggressive. You
did an aggressive dance in a mall.
Not in a mall. I did only colleges. So what I did usually what other films I do, I've done crumping in Ji Karda. And crumping is like a Western matam. It's called like you are hitting yourself.
आपने differently marketing कैसे करी? मैंने उस वाली के लिए crumping किया था. इस वाली के मैंने aggressive dance किया.
I'm serious and it's worked for us. And I had this plan in my head.
Really?
I'm not lying about it. I made Nawaz dance.
Well, okay, I don't think it like.
No, I'm not saying it's important.
What helps is creating that excitement when you go to meet.
But if you're out, I'm just saying, Anushka, you're out somewhere and like 25,000 people or 15,000 people.
Yeah, you can't just come and talk about the film. That's true.
What are you going to do?
You got to do something to
You'll say a dialogue from your film.
You say dialogue or you just like also like with girls, I think you just like laugh or something and they
start. Hey guys, how are you? Yeah, dude, the guys. That's damn unfair, dude. At the minute the girl comes or she waves and she's like hello or something, the boys and all they lose it, man.
So you don't get that
most girly at that.
No, I can't say hi and all and they'll be like, हाँ चल ना कुछ बोलो ना भाई ऐसा. They have that scene. So no, I have my lines. I say all my film lines.
You like learning what you're going to do in promotion.
I say मैं दिखता हूँ sweet innocent Swami type का लेकिन extrovert harami type का. So they all say this thing. So for Ji Karda I would say मैं गाना गाऊँगा आप लोग मेरे साथ गाओ. I say वो मेरा जी करदा and then they all sing मर जाने.
Actually, some actors are very good with playing the crowds like that. I
promoted with Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah, he is good. Ranveer is very good like that.
Yeah.
I think I'm not like very good in front of crowd situations.
Anushka, you are of course also producer on this one. Do you think that's the way actresses in Hindi movies or actresses anyway? I just saw Wild and Reese Witherspoon optioned that book. She sourced that story. She created a role for herself. That's now an Oscar-nominated role. Is this the way for women to actually get good roles? You find the material. I mean, first you find the clout to enable films like this to happen, and then you just find the material. Is that the way to do it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, see, what happened with NH10 was that it just seemed like a more commercially viable option for me to let go of my actor fees and just say that, okay, fine. Because it's easier than for people to put money in a film like this. Because as much as we say that, offbeat films and all that, the industry is not like lapping at picking up these things. And they want to make changes or they want to like alter it and stuff like that. If you know what I mean.
So the stars have changed, the audience has changed, but the guys signing the checks have not?
Not changed. So what you have to do is you have to say, okay, fine, I'm involved. I'll get involved with you guys in risk sharing, okay, and then it's like, okay, fine, then it's easier to put these films, because otherwise you're making you're making compromises with the movie by saying कि अच्छा हम ये नहीं कर सकते वो नहीं कर सकते. Already we felt like we were not really like given that kind of open field to play in.
Correct.
So that is after I've said, okay, fine, like let's just produce a film. It just seems more easier to then make a film like this. This is what I felt, and that's why the decision happened.
But the one thing what I feel is that why are these films called offbeat? I mean, Badlapur, okay, I'm in Badlapur. In NS10, Anushka Sharma is in NS10. Why are they called offbeat in the first place? Look at the stories. What is the story of Badlapur? It's a revenge story. From when did revenge become offbeat?
It's a commercial topic.
It's
sometimes immemorial, yeah.
In NS10, I'm not going to reveal the story. I don't know if you all want to give that out, but I know that she's hitting a lot of people and she and her husband fall in trouble. So I know you're kicking ass and there's action in
There's inspiration. There's that whole uplifting feeling.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. So how is that?
Because that's how we look at it, yeah. So when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking that this is actually a very, very commercial topic.
Exactly.
But people are not looking at it like that because they're saying, because we were told to do like songs. Like we were told कि lip sync गाना हो सकता है. And we said, and what? Like these guys are going, they're about to get into trouble and they get out of the car and start dancing in the खेत. And they start dancing in the खेत.
मारने से पहले एक गाना हो जाए.
There were suggestions about like.
And sometimes when these suggestions happen,
Lovely. Swing mustard fields.
These guys, when they're making these suggestions, they are so convinced about what they're saying because that is also reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're thinking almost,
Can I ask a question too?
Yeah.
Like suppose I often wonder about big stars, because their last film made 130 crores or 200 crores or whatever. If I go to him him or her with a certain, obviously a much smaller, but maybe darker, whatever it is. If they start thinking, okay, I have to make at least 140 now because I made 130 last time, then you're
I'll tell you. I know what you're saying. Now I'll tell you how I think, okay? Now PK, I did that. I had one commercial film. Even if I do NH10 and there's no commercial...
Say how much PK is made first.
A lot of money.
Say the amount.
I don't know, 300 something, no?
330.
330. So I'll think like this, that I can't compare this film to the last film. So I can't say कि PK के जितना ये करना चाहिए, मैंने उतना किया तो मुझे इससे ऊपर करना चाहिए. But I'll think like this. मैं PK कर रही हूँ, मैं Bombay Velvet कर रही हूँ. So I'm like secure as a commercial actor. So if I do an NH10, let me go all out and do it for the film. For what the story is.
Right.
So I'll handle my career like that.
That's very right.
And that's the way I want to see it in the future also.
That's.
I guess maybe, do you think that happens a little bit more with like male actors? Where they have to be like
male actors
constantly
are
breaking
very
their...
insecure, man. They are like, they
Not insecure, like is that what is expected of them? That every time, like the last film se upar.
That's
what I'm worried about.
That's by the trade, that's by this thing, that's by all those, when we write those commercial directors, commercial actors, iske last film, why do we compare Shah Rukh and Salman Khan? Why should we compare them? Why are they supposed to be compared?
Varun, I really think that to some extent, for the men, I think they have become trapped. In this 100, 200, 300 crore thing, because if you look at the films that they did last year, it's just more of the same.
So the idea is never do 100 crores. Be underrated your same. कुछ भी कर लो.
That's right. मेरा plan ये है.
मैं इधर नीचे में खेलूँगा.
Yeah, because it's not fair to compare a Badlapur to like a full on like 7 dancing wale gaane kind of a mainstream film. It's not fair. But if that's the way actors' ka success is being judged, then we need to do something about it, right?
Yeah. You know what's amazing is the two of them, in 2007, their last films, so Johnny Gadar and Manorama 6 Feet Under, released within a week of each other.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
That's
I
really
didn't
cool.
know after that, but that was
really cool.
what
Ali was doing,
doing.
I was supposed to do this movie called Basra, also about
So there's some...
agent.
That's really interesting, Anupama.
I'll tell you, the truth is I normally go check his dustbin every morning. Sriram kya kar raha hai? Spy thriller.
The thing that happened is we didn't get an audience that time. I mean, like the films were both liked, but 1 week, 2 weeks, it's out of the hall. Second week also you get some odd shows and so on. I think today it's maybe a little better. What I don't know.
That's what I was going to ask you. What has changed? Was it easier to get these movies made? Was it easier to get these guys to sign on? Did the money men write the checks easier?
I think also.
I think actors are more open to like stars are more open. Let's call them to doing different films. I think the younger stars, the kind of films they watch, they want to sort of participate in that kind of thing. That's definitely changed. I think even the audience is changing. A lot of people have. I don't know whether it's true, but a lot of people watch TV now and they're used to watching Dexter and things like that, and and they want to see people they identify with.
The funny thing is, he actually when I said I want to do the movie, he didn't believe me. He tested me. Imagine.
How?
I don't know why did he believe me when I told him?
My worry was that after a few days, because I mean I knew his circle and his dad is my senior in the institute and all, advise him don't do it eventually, kind of thing. And I had another story I remember, which was much more kind of fun. It's a thriller also. And I said, are you sure you want to do this one over that?
Ye bhi hai.
But my thing was simply because I said I thought he'll back out at some point,
But I think this happens because didn't you say that you told Vikram that जब अनुष्का को बोलने के लिए पहली बार कि नहीं वो नहीं करेगी?
No, you're sort of skeptical and you're like, why waste 2-3 months chasing someone? Let's go straight down the list.
Because the strange thing is that I think we react like we get this and we're like,
we are excited. We're like, wow,
so
finally.
awesome,
I know.
That's super.
That's good.
We just need to communicate, guys. So let's just try to communicate.
No, you know what I think? The one thing about probably the newer generation is that they don't latkao directors.
You say yes or no?
Yes.
They say yes.
Because I find it damn strange when they say, will you tell us in a week or 2? I'm like, no, I'll tell you like in 4 days.
Exactly.
But I guess that happens, because I'm sure they've experienced it before. But I think maybe I think we're just becoming a lot more respectful of
other talent.
I don't think actors are taking themselves very कि हम time लेंगे. I don't think that works anymore.
But for these two to make these films, for him to make Badlapur, for him to make NH10 is what comes naturally. You two come from a more sort of cheerful, sunny, morally uplifting universe of mainstream cinema. So is there any fear? I mean, Varun, you put yourself against Nawazuddin, who I think is one of the best actors in the country. So are you scared damn, what if I just can't do it? Or what if I get found out? What if I look like a fraud?
I don't think actors think this is what I fit into. In fact, we would like directors to look at us I would like directors to think that she can fit into anything.
Exactly.
So today, if I'm doing a film like NH10, I did PK, I'm doing Bombay Velvet, I'm thinking that okay, this is working out. Like different directors who make because
different
see
films.
them being different is what an actor needs. So if Navdeep is different and Anurag Kashyap comes from a different background and so does Rajkumar Hirani, I'm getting that diversity in my films. So as an actor, you want that. At least I'm looking for that.
No,
I want all directors to approach me and like all different kinds because that's an actor is not supposed to be a particular way. We're supposed to mold ourselves into.
I know, but Anusha, that's not how it is here. No.
But even directors are looking at you differently. When I asked Anurag, because I was so used to people telling me, when I started off, I was getting those kind of Punjabi roles and stuff, and I was frustrated. I was
After
like, what is this? I was like, I'm bored. Like by band baja, I was like, I've had it. I can't like do this anymore. So when Anurag came to me with this script, I asked him. I was like, are you sure? Like, are you sure I can do this? You start doubting yourself, and that's what happens. The industry does that to you. But then there'll be a person like Anurag will come and offer you this film. Navdeep will come and offer you Anushka, and you're back there. You're changing things for yourself.
Correct. No,
But is it scary, Varun, to stand in a frame with Nawazuddin?
No. You don't know what's going on in my head when I'm standing with him. You don't know, and you don't know what's going on in his head when he's standing with me. If you met Nawaz, he's so down to earth that
of course he
when the film did well, and I made Karan speak to him, so I can't stand up and act it out. But he was like, "Thank you, sir." Thank you. He just went down. Like he nearly sat down on the ground. Like he was. I was like, Nawaz bhai, kya kar rahe ho? So he's too chilled out, and in fact he's so sweet and so nice.
So it's not intimidating.
Not at all. Like, see, I'll tell you, my first film was opposite Rishi Kapoor. Okay. Then after that, I got with Anupam Kher. I did some scenes. I've done with Ashutosh Rana. So I think all these guys, they are actors here. They know you have to go in and out. They don't want to mollycoddle you and like, beta, ye scene. If you're doing your work, you're doing your work. And I think my advantage is this, that I'll say it, that I had a upbringing where I saw Govinda do scenes with Amitabh Bachchan. And I've seen Salman bhai do scenes with like the biggest of older generation actors and be like, Salman, or whatever. So
I think maybe like being a little self-assured. Like,
yeah.
Not needing that little baby.
We are here to do work. Our films are being made in crores. We are trying to, entertain people. You can't come in and get intimidated at this stage when you're on this stage. You want to do that in your training. Get intimidated in your training, get scared in your training, in your workshops.
Or you wouldn't do it only, na? You wouldn't take it up. You'd say, "Mujhe nahi karna yaar, main pura 4 mahina, I'm not going to go drive myself crazy with my insecurity." So probably wouldn't do it only. Once you're doing it, you don't have.
Like I've got this friend, Kavish, who Sriram is a very good friend of mine, and whenever we see any of these Khan's films or any of these really big stars films, and I tell him, "Arey yaar, this guy was superb in the film, yaar, what power." So he's like, "Arey, itna to hona chahiye na." I mean, he's working since so many years, or he's an actor.
This is a given.
Actor acting nahi karega to kya karega?
Right. So was there a moment when you guys really wished there was somebody else in your movie?
No, for me what happened is, before I began shooting, we used to talk a lot. Then I saw Main Tera Heel was released after we had signed in. And I had a moment of doubt ki right thing, because there's so much energy and bounce there. How am I going to bottle this and kind of thing? But he was, then the rest you say.
I think there are a lot of variations that I like to do as an actor. So the scene where Yami is dying, the first scene, my wife is dying, so I went damn loud on that scene. I didn't realize. So I caught her, I was like, Misha, doctor. I went like the old, and I had a blast doing it. I thought ki Oscar. and there's no doctor also in the room. And I've shaken Misha so much. Misha would have died if she is not dead. I've shaken her so much. And then I heard cut, and I was like, this and that. And Yami, poor girl, with that thing, is like traumatized with this guy. And I've turned around and this is the beginning of the film. We just started shooting, and Sriram looked at me and said, No. It can be like inside also. And Anil Mehta also. I think they felt that this movie might not get made or something. I don't know.
But when he did this, Misha, did you have a moment of total panic?
No, I mean, now we need to talk to this guy. So I think it's very hard for actors to do nothing. Especially do nothing, just stand there. Everything is in your head, your eyes. It's good to
No, I remember a lot of things. Like I was supposed to open the door and go in. So I opened the door. I had an umbrella in my hand or something. So I said, I won't open my hand. I'll open it with the umbrella. Something I tried. So Sriram said, I'm just telling you to open the door. Just open the door. Just
because actors always thinking, what can I do here? I know I just have to pick this up, but how can I make this different?
Exactly. That's the...
So, yeah.
इसको थोड़ा entertaining करते हैं.
How can I get a little of Rajni in this?
Like, make it my scene. Tell us something, you know?
I'm opening a door, I need to make it mine. Anushka, did you have to unlearn?
I don't know, ask him. No, I don't know. Now I'm like, I wouldn't know. Maybe like Nati was keeping it to himself.
No, it didn't happen. For us, it didn't happen like that. We spent, Anushka, Neil, myself, we spent a fair amount of time on workshops and stuff, and we pretty much were on the same page before we went in. And
So the rhythms were the same?
The rhythms were the same, and just even getting those two together into the same, because Neil comes from this theatre background, and you know, Anushka comes from this more commercial end of the industry. But no, we were fine, yeah.
So tell me before we wrap, do you two think that you are walking away from these films as better actors? Is there something you have learned through the process of this, new environment?
I think so. Also, I feel like somewhere with a film like Badlapur doing well, if NH10 does well, it is very reassuring and probably give me more strength to do more such films. So just for that, I really wish that the film does well, so that I can continue to, do this.
Yeah.
And there are no like naysayers and coming and say, I told you so, I told you so.
Yeah. That's true.
So that's the reason why I really, really want the film to do well. And I think I wish that for any actor who's trying to do something differently,
Who's taking a risk.
These, the younger lot, because we know how it is. Like you hear so much from people and people are like, what's the name of the film? What's the name of the film? Who's in that? Who's
Kab
in that?
release ho rahi hai, what?
हाँ, exactly. So मेरी अगली film NH10 कौन है उसमें? So and even on set like his like mate came and she'd be like, hero kahan hai? She wanted to know. So like just for that, you hear all this and you're kind of making like something different.
What's the funniest thing somebody said to you guys about why you shouldn't do these films? Like the most outlandish, comical thing that somebody might have said.
The most outlandish... I can tell you what my dad said. That because he met Huma on a plane ride and Huma told him ki... Arey yaar, David sir, I read the script and what a script, but it's damn dark, yeah, it's damn dark. So my dad came home, I remember at night at like 10:30 and I was in my room and he came, he said, Varun, you signed Badlapur. He didn't know I had signed it. So I said, yeah. He's like, Huma ko mila flight pe, Huma bol rahi hai, bahut dark hai. Agar Huma ko dark lag rahi hai, to kitna...
Level of darkness.
Yeah. I said, kitni dark hai? I said, Paz, relax, man. I said, just chill.
I was very sure Dad would call me up and say, what, just leave him alone.
मेरा ही बेटा मिला था. And for you, Anushka, did anybody say anything?
No, not really actually. And also, I kind of kept quiet about it. Like I wasn't talking about it too much because I didn't want to hear. When someone doesn't know anything, now when the trailer came out, everybody was talking about it. Everyone was calling me and stuff like that. But before that, I knew that there was what would I tell them? So I just kind of kept quiet and kept doing it.
You've done that.
And also it helped me that there were like this PK and Bombay that were happening at the same time. So people were talking about that. I was like, हाँ ठीक है चलो ये हम लोग ऐसे निकाल लेंगे बीच में. When you do such films like a keeda, okay, you do such films and after that you want to do this, you don't want to be like.
Is it
it's a great feeling. That's the whole thing of performing and
it's something else. What are you all feeling? Because I don't think you all are feeling what we are feeling.
Directors are just very quiet.
They have to trick these two.
Silent sphinxes.
We have not made this film.
I actually wanted wanted the Badlapur to do well because I just felt he's doing such a daring thing and he'll just feel discouraged completely if it's rejected completely, then he'll say, why do these things, And now that if it's done well, so he says, I still don't know very well. But I think he'll definitely, next time I'll try something else and I think actors should be that, they should
enables you.
We're doing announce an next film. It's called The Dark Lord.
The Dark Lord.
The Dark Lord. It's
LORD.
LORD.
What's it about the Dark Lord?
Anurag Kashyap said, what is this dark cinema? Dark cinema is gone girl called dark cinema.
Nawaz is the best thing. Because I'm dark, so that's why people say I'm dark film.
I had a friend who actually saw it. He said, dark that is well lit. Not from the industry.
ये actually किसी ने कहा था मेरे को किसी ने कि तुम्हारा नाइट शूट है ऐसे हाँ नाइट शूट है पूरी पिक्चर नाइट में हाँ नाइट में बहुत डार्क नहीं हो जाएगा.
So directors, are you feeling heartened when stars like them say?
Well, absolutely. I mean, because that's the only way films like this can get made. Yeah, because these stars put themselves up on screen. They're taking the risk, really. I mean, you're on the screen. You're taking the risk. It's your name attached to it, and it's fabulous that they're willing to actually take that on and be out there.
Well, more power to all four of you. Go out and make great movies.
Thank you so much.
It was fun.
Thank you.
And best of luck to both of you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the
We had a great time on the show.
So please subscribe to NH10. Please subscribe to Film Companion.
Subscribe to NH10 by buying tickets.
And please
And
watch.
Badlapur too if you haven't seen it already.
And watch NH10 for this fantastic 300 crore heroine.
It's a little more than 300 crores.
No? Okay, so 338. 38, Anu?
I think so.
38. 338.
Okay, just watch
Watch NH10. Watch
all our
NH10.
films.
Please just support us. Give us your money. De do paisa. Please subscribe to
Subscribe to Film Companion.